addition, market, when I'm saying not only the local market, but the global market, unless these three things are combining together and the investor is really lays the confidence in these government policy as well as the technology developed by our institutions, either by CPCRI or ICR institutions or other ICR agriculture universities, unless there is a reliance of the investors and the farmers in our technology, probably it will be difficult. And therefore, when the country is going to attain the age of 75 years, then we have to shoulder more and more responsibilities, more and more deliverables which can fetch the dreams of the farmers and the dream of the country which is required today, which was not the dream 10 years back or 5 years back. Now you have seen that the pandemic, I mean, you know, the reality check of the pandemics in India also and in other parts of the world. Now everybody is talking of what are the commodities which should be consumed, which can induce immunity in us, which can, I mean, regenerate the fighting power of human beings. So then it comes to consumption of the quality food, particularly the fruits, vegetables, spices, these things, and the combination of these things. And therefore there is a greater reliance on these things. Much more than that is that although we are producing 320 million tons of horticulture commodities, fruits, vegetables, ornamentals, and plantation crops together, plus more than 296 million tons of the food grain, yet there are more than 400 million population, those who are suffering from the malnutrition. How these two things can coexist? We are producing in excess, still large number of the populations, such a massive number of the population is suffering from malnutrition. How this can happen? Probably buying capacity out of the many factors which are associated. I think the buying capacity of the average individual, though particularly those who work on the daily wages, are this kind of jobs where the payment is less or the wages are less. So unless, although the government is also working in other sectors, how to skill them, so that the wages goes up, how we can, as a scientist, as a researcher, as a manager of the researchers, we can develop the mechanism so that the crop production cost goes down, how the newer technologies can play a role, can create the space in the mainstream of horticulture and agriculture, so that efficiency comes in without any dent on the quality or the quantum of the yield. I think that will be one way to cut down the cost of production, and the food, the quality food, nutritious food will be accessible even to those segments of the societies which have less buying capacity. Of course, this is not only the one, this is not going to be the panacea of this problem, but this is one of the elements of the, could be one of the pushers of creating the access to the good quality of food by the poor people. So I know once we are here to listen to Dr. Rajgopal, he has been an accomplished scientist in the area of plantation crops. So I think let us hear from him, his wisdom, and let us take the note. I would request our youngsters to take note of the recommendations and wisdom from his speech, and let us deliberate and see what are the points which is needed to deploy in our research so that the desired results can be achieved in a possible ways. So on this occasion, I welcome you, sir, and I thank you for accepting the request of institution to deliver the first lecture and become the opening batsman for us. Opening a long way, sir, and I must thank all the staff members of the CPCRI, each and every category, that they have organized this event, and this is just the first one, but I know there is going to be several lectures in months to come, and I only hope that we'll compile the excerpts from all the lectures, and we can bring out a nice publications and deploy the recommendation, not recommendation, but the good points which have the research merit into our mainstream research that we undertake at the institutional level. With this, I thank each and everyone, those who are present here on this occasion, for your time and your wisdom. Thank you so much, and Sabhi ko namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and leadership. With your permission and director's permission, I will introduce our speaker, esteemed DDG Horticulture Science, Dr. A.K. Singh sir, other distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It gives immense pleasure for me to introduce today's speaker, Dr. V. Rajagopal. Hailing from the temple town Tirupati, Dr. V. Rajagopal completed his studies from SV University Tirupati, and then he also obtained his PDF from Denmark. Most of his career he spent in CPCRI and retired from this institute as director in 2006. As head of the division of plant physiology, biochemistry, and post-harvest technology, he led a very strong team of scientists and brought many publications on the moisture stress resistance mechanism of the crop. His early work in root wilt disease of coconut is pioneer for the finding of abnormal opening of stomata in the affected palms. As director, he started many new research initiatives, and was ably awarded by the council with the Sardar Patel Outstanding ICR Institute Award. He has more than 140 research papers to his credit, and also awarded with many awards such as the R.D. Asana Gold Medal Award, Distinguished Scientist Award, Narasimha Sami Memorial Award, etc. After retirement, his attention fell on a very important social concern, that is removal of hunger. He formed the Society for Hunger Elimination called SHE, and he is the founder president of the society. With this brief introduction, let me invite my former director, Dr. V. Rajagopal sir, to deliver the first lecture of the commemorative series with the theme Beyond the Periphery, the Resilient Saga of Indian Agriculture, organized by ICAR CPCRI as part of Azad Ka Amruth Mahotsav. Over to Rajagopal sir.
Thank you, Dr.
You can share the screen, sir, right? I think that I made you cost.
Is it okay? Are you able to see?
No, sir.
I'll go to.
Sir, you have to go to
share screen.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
just come.
Share the screen. Is it okay now?
It just it just comes.
Yes, sir.
Now you can go for the slide
Slideshow mode. You can.
slideshow mode, sir. View slideshow.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah. Yes. Very good, sir.
Now,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Good, sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible and visible, sir.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
At the outset, good evening to all of you in India, and good morning to some of my friends, close friends from USA, Dr. Sampath, Dr. Chandra, Prabhu, and Rajini and others. And at the outset, I would like to thank the director and DDG of the ICR for inviting me for this inaugural lecture on the occasion of the 75th Independence Year of India, that is Bharat Ka Amruth Mahotsav. I feel privileged honored to deliver this lecture from an institute which is over the 105 years institute. And I have the sweet memory of today, that is the 16th July, the ICR Foundation Day, because that was the day when the institute was recognized for the prestigious Sardar Patel Award, Best Institute Award in 2002. I'm very happy that all our former directors and the senior scientists and coordinators and many people are here. And I feel very much enlightened to see them for this program. And for today's program, I have selected a topic which has got great relevance as far as coconut is concerned, with particular reference to COVID situation. And I would like to mention here that this topic, health and nutritional benefits of coconut, we have selected. Actually, we have been working on this myself and Dr. S.R. Prabhu, who was in CPCRA for quite some time and now in Canada. We have been working on this for the last 1.5 to 2 years. And I'm very happy to say that this comprehensive review is a world literature of nearly 60 to 65 years, 1960. That is, the period is covered is 1960 to 2020, even 2021 paper, with over 375 references. It's not that easy to gather so much. And thanks to Prabhu, a lot of work is going on this. And this review has given us wonderful opportunity to see from 14 to 15 countries how this topic of health and nutrition is being dealt with. And I would like to go to the next slide, highlights of the presentation. Introduction, that is uniqueness of coconut, various edible parts, processed food products, health benefits, Ayurvedic home medicines, concluding remarks. And for this lecture, I would like to make a small theme myself. Can Kerala become a COVID-free state to be a model? I wanted this because of various reasons, which I will be presenting it very shortly. Now, uniqueness of coconut, I had to prepare this because, of course, all of you who are assembled here, most of you are working on coconut, so it may not be a new thing for you. But I had to give lectures in different places, and I must admit here that we are getting a lot of invitation to give a lecture on this. And my very first lecture on this was at the Sharda University arranged by Dr. Gao in New Delhi. And at that time, I found a lot of people who have shown a lot of interest on this topic, and I had given the lecture in Bhopal and 2 or 3 lectures in USA and all that. So naturally, I had to prepare something about the uniqueness of the tree, that is introducing the crop itself. These are all very simple things for us about coconut and then how long it lives and nuts and all that, tall, dwarfs and hybrids, and the importance of CPCRI in having more than 400 coconut genotypes in its gene bank, and over 90 countries grow coconut, India being within the third rank. All parts of the tree are most useful. There is nothing like waste in coconut. There is no point in wasting our time on wastage of coconut because each and every part is useful. Vermicomposting, mushroom cultivation, coir, and other products. And of course, it accommodates many companion crops. Of course, as you know, under coconut, many crops are grown. It is something like we know about Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. But here it seems Sarve Vriksha Sukhino Bhavantu. Coconut says, all of you please come under my shade. We will grow together. Many valuable added products, both edible and non-edible, nutrition with high nutrition value, and support many industries, coir and handicrafts, food products, most favored and sacred culturally and socially offered in temples. And last but not the least, ingredient in many Ayurvedic medicines. So such a wonderful crop. Now having introduced the crop, let me now go into the details of this. Of course, I must admit here at this stage itself that we have a lot of information. We found it extremely, satisfied with the material that we have got. So Dr. Prabhu has taken a lot of efforts to put these slides. The credit goes to him. And of course, some of these slides are crowded, but we did so with the intention that even the references should be given so that those who are interested can go through the references. Now I want to start this appropriately with ancient wisdom, food as medicine, about Maharishi Charaka of 300 BC, food as one of the 3 pillars of health. Coconut has a great potential as superfood, as documented in ancient Ayurvedic literature. And we also have to see food according to the science of modern medicine. I quote here Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. A Greek physician of 460 BC, father of modern nutraceutical sciences. Now, let us assess whether coconut has both food and medicinal values. Tree of life or vibrant life, vitality, health, and prosperity. I'll be just touching the major points, the highlights, which are already underlined. I won't read all of them because you can easily see. Coconut has superfood, 7% proteins and 70% oil. Kernel staple food, also processor for preparations. Functional food, sources of phytochemicals, preventive and curative efficiency. Coconut palm is so essential for sustaining life in many parts of the world. And actually, I am very happy to say that many of these, in some of the latest information we collected from one of the very interesting books by Peterson Stefani on coconut. The title is The Complete Guide to the World, a Superfood. Actually, it is sterling publication from New York. The tree of life as a source of food and health, our ancient wisdom, coconut oil recognized in Ayurvedic medicines almost 4,000 years ago. And modern research has now found a common link between mother's milk and coconut oil in their lipid content. That is why it promotes immunity to infants. As some of the very seniors here know that in the earlier years, there used to be a practice that breastfeeding was a must at least 6 months to 1.5 years of the child. That was the reason because of the immunity factor. The medium chain fatty acids and monoglycerides found primarily in coconut oil have miraculous healing power. So I will try to highlight some of the points. Now we all know about the importance of coconut, but here what we are trying to do is each and every component, each and every product we try to analyze and see how best we can make use of them as medicinal value. Of course, nut water, this is known to everyone. 6 to 7 month old fruit, high potassium and low sodium. Of course, all these the details are known to us. Popular as food, sport, beverage, rehydration therapy, presence of antimicrobial peptides. In all these things, I am trying to give you the nutrition profile followed by health benefits so that you will have an idea about the nutritional benefit of each and every component. I won't read all of them. Some of them are underlined here already. Nutritional profile for tender coconut water. Here it is given per serving 1 cup. Of course, as you all know, some of these things are very rich in potassium, iron, and some of the micro nutrients and vitamins. Of course, the references are given here. For those who are interested, they can contact us. Now here you see these 10 stunning coconut water health benefits. Of course, I don't have to read, all of us are aware of it, but you see the range of, it is something like what I should say as Amruth Kalasam. I will come to that at the end. Balances your blood sugar, improves blood circulation, burns fat faster. So many of these things are here, which we know, and how it supplies energy and water for skin and green. Drink coconut water and lose weight. And fresh pulp or kernel from the mature nut. So each and every component we are trying to give you here. Again, here it is a source of functional proteins with antioxidants and activities. Here the nutrient profile is very clear, very high calories. Lauric acid is 32 grams. And here I am trying to take some important step, item like some of the micronutrients like iron and zinc for the obvious reason, how they are very important for the human health. And health benefits, better cardiovascular health, lower cholesterol levels, reduction in parasites and pathogens. And now coming to the most important component of the coconut product, coconut oil, about which all of us are aware of it. Although other components, we know it, but it is less. Whereas in the case of coconut oil, most of us are aware of its benefits. Extracted from dried kernel, cooking oil rich in medium chain fatty acids, and health benefits are wonderful. Improvement of blood cholesterol levels, memory, metabolism, burning of calories, killing of pathogens, healing and protection of teeth, skin, and hair. Of course, as all of you are aware, fatty acid, the lauric acid is almost 45 to 50%. And here is one important reference I would like to mention here. Reference Derrit 2014. And the same person and his group have published in 2020, that is immediately after the COVID, about the usefulness of coconut oil for COVID, that I shall try to come in the next few slides. And here I would like to mention about the coconut oil and health, different chain lengths, because there was some controversy, a lot of controversy was there, just because it's a saturated fatty acid and saturated fats. People were thinking that it's all bad because there is a lot of controversy about coconut as a saturated fat and it is bad for health. Of course, now that is dispelled with the latest reports. And here is one latest reference of 2020, that is coconuts and health, different chain lengths and saturated fats require different consideration. This is a very important for us to study about the importance of coconut and its health benefits. Coconut is classified as saturated fat, listed as a food to limit, reduce heart disease and risk. And of course, different components are here, and its absorption is different from other components and have been associated with several health benefits. And it also provides a healthful source of saturated fats and should be considered as the same as foods with longer chain fatty acids. And adverse health effects of saturated fatty acids in coconut, false message. There's a false message about the coconut fats, that is including from trans fats. Approximately 50% of fatty acids in coconut are lauric acid, as most of us are aware of it, monolaurin, antiviral, antibacterial, antiprotozoal. Approximately 67% of fatty acids in coconut are capric acid. And the statement that trans fatty acids are like saturated fatty acids is not correct for biological system. And here we are trying to give you the next slide, the difference between the saturated fat and trans fatty acids, which you yourself can see. The saturated fats versus the trans fats. Saturated fats raise HDL cholesterol and trans fats lowers the HDL cholesterol. So like this, you can see the differences between these saturated and trans fats. For instance, lowers the blood levels of the atherogenic lipoprotein, whereas trans fats raises it. And here, saturated fats conserve the elongated omega fatty acids, which is not there in the other one. And saturated fats do not inhibit insulin, whereas these trans fats inhibit insulin binding. So like this, you find a lot of differences between saturated fats and trans fats. And virgin coconut oil, as all of you are aware, is an extracted from the fresh milk of coconut. It contains antioxidants, have antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal properties, and supports the immune system. And as far as health benefits are concerned, it is shown to reduce progression of Alzheimer's disease. A very good reference in 2009, published in the Trends in Food Science and Technology. And the other product is coconut butter, pureed whole coconut flesh, and nutritional value is given here quite good as far as iron is concerned, and manganese and lauric acid. And health benefits are same as matured coconut, and it helps to reduce cholesterol. You see, it is all very much available in market nowadays. And coconut milk is another component prepared by grinding coconut meat, used in the preparation of beverages, and its nutritional value is again quite impressive with 100 calories and high potassium and very importantly iron 1.9 milligrams. And health benefits ensures higher metabolic rate. It enhances weight loss, burns more calories. And we have got good number of references coming from food science and technology. And coconut cream, which is available again in the market in large numbers, is a thicker form of coconut milk, and it has an important place in Thai, Indian, and Indonesian cuisines. Nutrition value is given here, and anti-cancer. It is found to be has got the benefit as far as anti-cancer. Cancer, sorry, and slightly having some health, throat problem, anti-ulcer. And coconut flour, a delicious byproduct of coconut oil and coconut milk. Here again, as far as the calories are concerned, 120 calories, and rich in iron, and is a good reference we have got from the applied biochemistry and biotechnology from India. And desiccated coconut, very popularly known everywhere in India. Of course, even in USA, you go to the any shop, you get the material here as desiccated coconut and used extensively in baking and cooking with high nutritional value. You see high potassium value and high calories, and zinc is quite good, 0.9 mg. And health benefits again, lowers risk of colon cancer, lower blood cholesterol. You have to excuse me. Coconut nectar or nira, of course. This is the sap collected from immature inflorescence. Here I have to tell you the interesting story that we had with this. In early 1980s, 83 or 84, I happened to work on this in Kayangulam in relation to root disease. That was the first time we started extracting the nectar, rather say the inflorescence sap from coconut trees, both healthy and disease reforms. And there we learned a lot of things about the sap collection, the collection method, day and night variations, diseases between healthy and disease reforms and all that. And subsequently, this was followed by my colleagues in uh, Kasaragod, Dr. Hebber and others, who have refined the methods, and the NIRA has a low glycemic count, so health benefits as far as this is concerned, low glycemic index sweetener, and a lot of importance has been given to this. And of course, Dr. Hebber and others have published in Current Science. Coconut sugar, of course, it is the same one produced by boiling and dehydrating the inflorescence sap, brown in color, tasty, nutritional profile is quite good, and health benefits, low glycemic index sweetener. That is why this is preferred as compared to white sugar. And here is a very good reference we got of 2019, latest one, coconut sugar, production, process, chemical characterization, and sensory properties. And coconut yogurt is a very interesting paper from Japan, optimization of ingredient and processing levels for the production of coconut yogurt using response surface methodology. And the health benefits are, it has the benefit to reduce the weight, that is weight control with high calcium and magnesium and some of these things, even calories. Now, we also would like to mention here the salient findings from CPCRI. Although our main mandate is production, protection, and other things, processing technology, we also did work in the plant zoology and biochemistry, right from 1960s. Biochemical analysis of nut water at different stages of development. With Champakam and others, we have identified some of the best varieties as far as tender nut is concerned, dwarf varieties. Particularly, I must say that COD from Kerala and Gangabondaman from Andhra were supposed to be the best as far as tender nut is concerned. And then she also worked on shelf life of copra, storage, and oil quality. And another important study that we made directly in connection with health, human health, is a comparison of coconut oil with other vegetable oils like groundnut oil, sunflower oil and dill oil. And in relation to cholesterol and health parameters, in patients consuming different. It's a collaborative project between CPCRI and KG Hospital in Coimbatore. One Dr. Jairam Pai was very much interested in collaborating with us, and Dr. Shamina, our biochemist at that time, she visited the hospital several times, prepared a wonderful, material for collection of data for about 2 years, and it has shown very clearly about the importance of coconut oil as compared to other oils. And of course, the standardization of inflorescence lab I told you just now, our own paper both in Kayangalam and Kasaragod. Coconut oil and prevention and treatment of cancer. Coconut oil triggers anti-proliferative and pro-apoptotic effects. Lauric acid was shown to elicit inhibitory effects in colon cancer. It also reduces symptoms. Coconut in managing heart diseases is very well known. Improves cholesterol levels, increases HDL and lowers LDL. And here we try to give the importance for different, international studies made so that we can see that how the work is being done in different countries. Now, the first one we reported from India itself, Kerala University, as all of you are aware, Kerala Biochemistry Division, under the guidance of Dr. Kurup and Rajmohan and others, they have done a lot of work in 1980s and 90s. People who consumed a mixture of dried coconut with oil showed reduction in serum and total and HDL cholesterol. Whereas from Philippines, we got another good report about the Philippines women who had healthier blood lipid profiles with consumption of coconut than those who did not consume coconut products. And there's another report from Japan about the decrease in blood cholesterol and increase in metabolism. And a report from Switzerland showed that consumption of 15 to 30 mcFA, increased 24 hours energy expenditure by 5%. And a report from Italy showed consumption of coconut increased calorie burning. And a report from Scotland showed the MCFA, that is medium chain fatty acid, coconut reduces appetite, which helps in weight loss. And also a report from France showed that MCFA source at breakfast conserves significantly fewer calories at lunch. So this is to show that how throughout the world, the work on coconut health and nutritional benefits are being carried out. And coconut for managing neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, good report has come about the medium chain triglycerides that easily metabolized and gives rise to ketones, very important for our human health, and pharmacological activities against neurodegenerative disorders. The coconut eating population in Papua New Guinea had no report of stroke or sudden death or angina pectoris. It's a very important study made by scientists from Sweden. So it is an important study that we found that it should be reported because very rarely people discuss about other diseases, other benefits of coconut. So here is an important study from about Alzheimer's disease. Of course, Dr. Prabhu has taken a lot of interest to identify some, refer some of these journals, publications coming from India also, Chatterjee and others, and Ross and others. Even up to 2020, there is a paper by Ibrahim and Sayed on beneficial effects of coconut oil in treatment of Parkinson's disease. So that means that all these things are very important. People used to think that the work on coconut is only on some animals and all that. That is not true. Our paper is going to come out with all these details where the work is being done on human system to understand the health and nutritional benefits of coconut. And antimicrobial and immunomodulatory properties, monolaurin, about that we all are aware of. Lauric acid rich in coconut oil possesses antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and antiprotozoal properties and safe viral agents against COVID-19 Philippine study. This is what we were reporting. We have found from Derit, one of the leading authors in that paper in 2020. And it helps to fight viral infections. Coconut oil improves skin health, as all of us are aware of it, improves hair growth, It all helps in fighting, in fighting insect bites. Now is the important one as far as this COVID is concerned. We're all worried about, the whole world is worried about COVID and its uh, control. And lauric acid and monolaurin present in coconut oil are well known to have antiviral activities. Preliminary promising results with virgin coconut oil as potential adjuvant therapy in COVID-19 patients. This we happened to see recently in one of our publications. I will show you the reference. And virgin coconut oil also upregulating the immune response against COVID. VCO lowers coronavirus load by 60 to 90% for mild cases. And also there is a recent report, possibility of developing a medium chain fatty acid based nasal spray as a prophylactic or therapeutic agent. Actually, I happened to interact with a doctor from Bhopal, one doctor, I forgot his name. He has been applying in the nostrils coconut oil, and he has got many patients on whom he is testing. And he reported that, of course, it has come in the newspapers also. He has reported that, nostrils, if you apply the coconut oil, there is a benefit of, no, there is benefit as far as COVID is concerned because it forms a sort of a layer and prevents the virus. A preliminary observation is encouraging and needs to be tested. I am told that has informed the Ayush Ministry about this. Of course, these are all the references. The most important reference is the first one, Tan, Lim, and Martinez 2020. Should virgin coconut oil be used in the adjuvant treatment of COVID? And there are two reports from India also about this, coconut oil and immunity, and prospects and challenges in COVID. Of course, I want to also touch upon very briefly the ancient knowledge on health benefits of coconut. I won't read these very important Sanskrit slokas which highlights about the importance of coconut, how big it is, how strong it is, how large the tree is, and how it controls the coconut products are used in the Ayurvedic products, Ayurvedic medicines, for as we popularly know as Pittam, Vayu, and Kabam, how these are all controlled. So we try to look into this also. Of course, Mr. Dr. Uh, Prabhu could locate this one, and then this reference is given here. Very briefly, what it says is about the importance of coconut and how it has got benefits with various, health and disease control. Ayurvedic and folklore medicines with coconut products, which all of us are aware, particularly in Kerala, the ripe but unopened inflorescence is effective in dysentery, hemophilia, and others. And inflorescence, rice, flour, jaggery cooked in coconut oil is effective in rejuvenating the women after childbirth. And ripe kernel purifies the urinary system. Tendernut water improves semen output and prevents the urinary problems. The coconut water is also used to treat sunstroke patients, and it prevents early appearance of wrinkles. Some of the Ayurvedic medicines we try to give here, many of you will be aware of it. Ayurvedic medicines like Noricel, Lavan for treating gastritis, Panchavallakadi Thailam, Amalaki tablets. So these are all the things which are already available in the market and which are in great circulation to have health benefits. The value-added coconut products for sustaining profile coconut production. A lot of things are being done here. Historically, coconut farming has been unattractive enterprise because of low profits. So this we try to look into aspects of how coconut product and coconut cultivation can be improved. To conclude the lecture, concluding remarks, humanity has just started appreciating the value and benefits of coconut as a superfood and disease management. Active research collaboration between academic and industrial partners needed for faster development of products for global use. That means ICR and SAUs with industries. Of course, here I may appeal to the DDG to look into this because the ICR has to have many collaborative projects with pharmaceutical companies and industries and all that, and also have collaboration with Ayush Ministry. The pharmaceutical companies need to be attracted to experiments on coconut products. The ongoing global interest in coconut will make coconut cultivation economical and make available coconut products globally. And final remarks, restating the recommendations of Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Strictly follow the principle of golden medium in food consumption. This will help to fully utilize the medicinal and nutritional qualities of coconut without any adverse effects. Now, having given you a clear picture of the health and nutritional benefits, I also would like to tell you, bring to the limelight, the coconut recipes around the world. Let us spread the flavor and health benefits of coconut. I'm very happy to inform our CPCRA colleagues and others that in my recent lecture in Washington area, Bethesda, people have shown a lot of interest on this. So I wrote to the director to pull out the publication of CPCRI, the authors P.K. Tampan and Rohini Iyer, coconut recipes around the world. It was released in the International Coconut Conference in 1991. But the number of products, the number of countries which are all having the recipes, it is so wonderful. So I got the soft copy thanks to the director and the librarian of the CPCRI. And many people have accessed this. I'm very happy to say that this has to be now highlighted. My appeal to the members of the CPCRI, maybe the ICR, and also the members to see that this publication again comes out as a reprint and we make it a world publication, so worldwide distribution, because there are a lot of interesting things in this. So when you talk about the coconut health and nutritional benefits, people also should know what type of recipes are available throughout the world, because this book contains, I happen to go through it thanks to Tampan and Rohini here, lot of food products from our own Indian and also Philippines and other countries. And this has to be brought to the light. This is one of my appeal or recommendation to the ICR or CPCR and all the members concerned. Now, coconut for health and prosperity. Now, at the end of this lecture, you have realized our Prime Minister had said that Bharat ka Amrita Mahotsav. So here, this inaugural lecture is in Amrita. It is true to that. It is Amrita Kalasam. What is this girl is holding? This is a photograph from Coconut Development Board. She is holding coconut, tendernut coconut, which means it's a Amrita Kalasam. That is a nectar, the pot of nectar. So here I'm interested to recite one very important slogan, I rather say sloka, as a spiritual message. It is very apt for this. You have to bear with me. That is Dhanvantari slokam, because now in this COVID, people are afraid of COVID, and so they go on learning so many things. So as far as this Amrita Kalasam is concerned, let me just read for a few seconds the slokam so that you will understand. It is very easy and everybody is aware of it, and how it reflects on in our mind about this. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarsanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye. That is God of medicines. Amrita Kalasa Hastaya. Now what is this God is holding is Amrita Kalasam. Amrita Kalasa Hastaya. Sarvabhaya Vinasaya. Sarva Roga Nivaranaya. Trailoka Patiye, Trailoka Nidiye, Sri Vishnu Swarupa. Dhanvantari Swarupa. Sri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. So what she is holding is Amrita Kalasam. So we have to be very happy that in Kerala, we have got this Amrita Kalasam. And we have to see that we use this to the maximum extent and love coconut, live with coconut, worship coconut. And then this Dhanvantari Stotram, which may be a spiritual one, but it has got a social relevance. And now my answer to the first question, can Kerala be free of COVID? My answer at the end of my lecture is, which you can see whether I'm right. Kerala can be free of COVID because Kerala has got all the benefits. Say, for instance, 100 plus year old institute like CPCRI, Kottakkal Aryavedyasaala, Kerala Agriculture University, Kerala University, where Kurup and so many others have worked on many aspects of coconut products, health products. So where is the reason for us to say that COVID should be in Kerala? So I think I have an appeal to all of you to see that you make use of the media, you convey this message to your government, to all the people in Kerala, and see that Kerala becomes a COVID-free state and model state in the country, so that you can say that coconut has got such a wonderful health and nutritional benefits. With this publication, I think I have taken more time. I have not noted down the time, but I think I have been able to do this with the help of my colleague, Dr. Prabhu, and I'm extremely happy to share our views with all my colleagues in CPCRI, the CPCRI director, the DDG, all my former directors for having given me this opportunity to share whatever little we know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
How to close?
Thank you.
I'm still on
Thank you so
screen.
much, sir. It was an
Huh?
excellent presentation. It's the best compendium of health and nutritional aspect of coconut, sir. Yeah.
I hope there won't be any question session here.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, AK Singh sir is there, sir.
I'm here. Yes, I am here.
Yes, we know that, sir. Your observation remarks.
No, but I don't have any question.
Okay, no, not question. Okay, sir.
After such
Can I
a
make one observation?
venture.
Can I make one? Hello?
I'm sorry, I
Can I
had
make
some
one
problem
observation?
with my throat.
Sir, Nambari sir is on the, sir, please.
Yeah.
Only you can come out of this screen.
Unshare
The slide
screen, sir.
can be removed.
Yeah.
Unshare it.
Sir, unshare. Sir, you can unshare from there, sir. Rajabal
Shall
sir,
I talk?
you can
Shall I
stop
make an
sharing.
observation? Yeah.
Only you can remove that slide on the screen.
Yes.
No, that is
That's what I'm trying to do.
Rajagopal sir has to do it.
Yeah,
Mr.
tell him to do
Muralidharan,
it.
can you remove the slide?
Yes, sir, he is doing this. Rajagopal sir, you can stop sharing.
Give him some time. Don't worry.
Don't confuse me. We should have a session on this.
Yes, sir. Workshop on Zoom.
Unshare. Yeah.
Dr. Rajgopal, can I talk?
Yes, please.
I'm Chandra Ranade from Washington, D.C., a friend of Dr. Rajgopal. Now, I have a question for you about diseases on coconut tree. In India, are there diseases on coconut tree and how your institution tackled them?
It's a very big subject, sir.
Are you seeing this in the screen? Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Number sir.
No. Yeah. My observation is that, Rajagopal, thank you very much for the most interesting and informative lecture. But my
What about
observation is
Chandra's
that
question?
we have been talking about the nutritional aspect of coconut for quite a long time. But what is its effect on market and farmers' income? I don't know whether there's any data available. If we are not made the expected impact, we will have to take some corrective measures. Is it propaganda? Is it that we are not able to convince the people? I doubt.
So,
Dr. Chandra asked some question, I think. Chandra Energy, can you please repeat?
Okay, let me repeat. Let me show myself.
He
Okay.
has not
Yeah.
asked any questions.
I have a question, and it's a serious one because I wrote to you yesterday that country of Ghana has a huge potential for coconut production, but their coconut trees are suffering from serious disease for the last several decades, and they are not enjoying the benefits of coconut. So the question I have is that are there diseases on coconut trees in India, and how your institution tackles them? Or Indian coconuts are disease free? Is my question clear?
Yeah, I think our colleagues from CPCRA can answer about our root tool disease and other diseases in
In
other
fact,
states.
in India, we had from 80 to 85, even up to 87, a serious disease. Many of the plantations in Karnataka and several places, there was a dieback kind of a things. So what Dr. Chandra's question is relevant. It's better if it is answered from the CPC here.
So how was it tackled, Dr. Sampath? How was that problem was tackled?
It was essentially, it became an isolation kind of a thing. Trees were destroyed and all that. It was a root disease, and there was a lot of insects were also involved. Insects were leaf insects. But anyway, let us hear from authoritative in this.
Dr. Maheshwarappa, would you like to take this question or not?
It might.
You have to open your mute.
Sir, yeah, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, as you told, sir, the coconut is suffering from some of the diseases in India, and we have got a control measure to manage those diseases, sir, so that we can get the good yield from the coconut, sir. Bud rot disease is there, stem bleeding disease is there, basal stem rot disease is there, root wilt disease there, to name some of the diseases of coconut, sir. And we have got a management practices to overcome those diseases and get the higher productivity in coconut, sir. That's all, sir.
I think India should help Ghana.
Definitely.
India has good relationship with the country of Ghana because of Commonwealth.
Probably, if the disease is like lethal wilt, which is there in Florida and other countries, we may not be able to help, because in India, what the root wilt disease, we are able to manage properly with agro management, nutrition, irrigation, including the hybrid variety, which is some kind of a tolerance is being given. But the lethal wilt, we don't have so far in India, and which means that we may not be able to take up any control measure because of no disease available. But in other countries, as I just told you, that Florida, Jamaica, probably what Sir is mentioning is about the lethal wilt of coconut in that area, Ghana. That we have to look into it.
We do not have that disease in India, sir. Lethal disease, the disease comes and it will die within 3 to 4 months. The entire farm will die.
Well, I think
Yes,
Dr. Gaur is there. He is raising his finger. He is a man of plant protection.
No, in fact, let me first compliment Dr. Rajgopal. I was so tempted by his lecture that in between, I asked my wife to give me some coconut, and I was like, okay. And that also, by this question which I put up, it also reminds me of the problem of burrowing nematode in coconut. A lot of work was done by Dr. Koshi and Sukamma. I wonder what has happened to that work. And coconut is a good host actually of burrowing nematode and burrowing problem with them. And that has been caused by coconut. So that's kind of really complex.
Can you speak, Dr. Gaur, can you speak little closer to your mic, please? Because you are not audible clearly.
Yep. Dr. Gaur, can you speak into the mic?
Okay, oh, could not hear. No, I was just, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Okay. No, I was just reminded of the work of Dr. P.K. Koshi and late Susama Varghese about the burrowing nematode problem in coconut. And that was, in fact, also responsible for a lot of infections in the root by fungus and bacteria, and which was supposed to be a cause of the coconut wilt also, to some extent. And the burrowing nematode is a kind of persistent problem in the soil, and also gets translocated from one place to other place with infected roots and infected materials or planting materials. So I don't know whether that work is being continued or it has been stopped now.
Dr. Maheswarappa, do you have?
Sir, for your information, sir, it was established that there was no major role of the burrowing nematode in the in transmitting the root wilt disease and further decay the coconut roots in root wilt affected areas, and we could establish that it was not having any role, sir, and that study has been concluded, sir. There is no major role of burrowing nematode in damaging the coconut.
So you mean to say that burrowing nematode is not causing any damage to coconut?
Yeah, sir. It is not at all causing any damage to coconut, sir. Whereas for other intercrops, it may cause some damage, sir.
It's a bit surprising anyway.
Yeah, sir.
Anyway, just look into it again. I think that Mr. Khan is there. He was raising his finger.
I want to know about the coconut vinegar. Is it better than the apple cider vinegar for healthy for?
This is 5%. I think Hebbar is there.
Yeah. Sir, in fact, we have tested this one. In fact, after evaluation, it is found that coconut vinegar, especially prepared from either tender coconut water or from Nira, it is the best one, in fact. And there is a huge market, especially in one of the coconut producer companies in Goa. They are manufacturing. There is a huge demand for that. I think it is one of the best vinegars, sir.
I think mature coconut water is mostly used for making vinegar. Coconut, as such, we consume tender coconut water.
No, even you are right.
Very small quantity. Yeah, very small quantity.
Mature coconut water also it is used.
Yeah, that's what. In fact, the vinegar made out of all these products, that is apple or pineapple, even pineapple is also being used. Tender coconut, mature water, all are being used. But being a natural product made out of mature coconut water, that is the most cheapest one and most nutritious compared to other vinegars.
I think Dr. Rathinam was also.
I am just enjoying the discussions. We have deviated from the health to the disease. You know that root wilt disease is more than 150 years old, but India has the guts to manage the disease and get the, except the severe parts of it. You know, in those days when the science or the equipment facilities were not there, nematodes were claimed to be, Fusarium fungi was claimed to be by somebody, and Pseudomonas bacteria is also, these are the versions in those days. But then now the science has advanced and we have taken them. The Ghana disease is very, there are certain diseases like lethal alloying, still we are not able to. The only thing I always used to tell, international, even last week when Chaudappa was presenting at IIOPR, the pest and disease management of the plantation crops, it was a quite interesting lecture, and at length it was also discussed of the various issues. India coconut is grown. India coconut means it's like a child. So they take care of the coconut, they give the management and all that. In the root wilt disease, we have given the two strategies. Live with the disease, contain the disease. So live with the disease in the southern Kerala from Trivandrum to Kochi, we managed that all severely affected trees are to be removed, replanted, and in the beyond that Thrissur up to Kasargod, remove wherever the disease is there. That has given that. I was also telling there is a similar disease in Tatipaka disease in Andhra Pradesh, East Godavari district. 4 lakh palms were there. And during my period, and Dr. Baba was the director, we could move with the board and then removed all the 4 lakhs. Now there is no Tatipaka disease, which is again a mycoplasma disease. So it's a question of handling the disease management. Now Ganoderma is a very serious disease. The palms are dying, both in oil palm as well as in coconut. One flood water in the East Godavari will kill thousands of palms. The same way now in your Ghana and all those places, there are some lethal diseases are there. Where coconut plantation was there, that was the thing that to that level it is being wiped out. So it is necessary that we have to have a international collaborative research project on the phytoplasma disease, and that is what I insisted during the last week in the IAOPR meeting also. Even the bud rot 100% is curable in India, but the present bud rot is very virulent and the palms are dying. In the international coconut community, this was discussed, and again, this as you rightly said, Dr. A.K. Singh Saab, we have to relook many of the things. Right? So that apart, I think the disease is a long thing that which we can go on talking, but there are management practices which we are able to manage, and we are able to produce per coconut more number of nuts, and in the whole world, we occupy the number 3 position, but the productivity of the coconut, India stands first. So to that level, we take care of the coconut. Now regarding the vinegar, I was really wondering, when the copra making, lot of coconut water is being wasted. So a few 4 or 5 vinegar making companies, small scale companies were there when I was the chairman of the Coconut Development Board, India, and they were not having market. But then with one participation of the food ingredient exhibition in the Gulf country, which the board sponsored 50% of airfare and all that expensive. After that, the vinegar got, very good market. In every Chinese hotel, the vinegar is used like a water, that way, instead of the synthetic vinegar, coconut vinegar is much more. There are hundreds of units now making the vinegar. So anyway, it is not only that under coconut, it is all coconut water can be used, matured and tender. But only thing is, it's not just like break the coconut and put the water unhygienically. Everything has to be hygienically done. It can be done. So these are...
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I think Dr. Hamid Khan has a question. Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Khan.
I think you have to unmute.
Just like Dr. Rathinam was mentioning about vinegar. So actually, if we see, there is a difference between synthetic vinegar and organically produced vinegar that is produced from plants. But finally, it is nothing but 5% citric acid, 5% acetic acid, CH3COOH throughout complete. So the difference comes only because it is synthetic and organic from the plants. One. Number 2 is that Dr. Rajgopal was mentioning about COVID related. I would like to give one incident which my friend has experienced. They had suddenly oxygen saturation level less than 92, 89, 90. Even a lot of wheezing problems and all those things. One of the elders suggested that coconut milk with cinnamon powder. It is taken twice a day, remarkable increase within 2 or 3 days. They achieved oxygen saturation level of about 98 to 99%. It was a very remarkable recovery. After that, they never had any problem. That is the one thing I would like to add here. Then one very encouraging thing is that now area expansion has almost coming to an end. At this time, what Dr. Anita mentioned about the proper, slogan, the proper slogan now is prosperity through productivity. So that prosperity through productivity is what we have achieved in coconut now. And I'm very happy that we have also worked on that line as agronomists and soil scientists and also plant breeders. All our efforts now are giving green signals that whatever effort we made to increase the productivity, the limited area of land is coming handy to us. And it's a very encouraging trend. I think we should keep continuing because area expansion can go on, but less productive lands will be more put for area expansion. The same thing is what I was once discussing with Dr. Rathinam also. If we are going for more area expansion to oil palm also, in future, less productive lands will be put more for area expansion.
Yeah,
and
very
we have
true.
to
Very true. Yes.
More efforts we have to do. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Khan. Any other audience would like to have put up any question?
I just would like to compliment Dr. Rajagopal. Many times he discussed with me, and today he made it reality. As he said in the last slide, coconut in Kerala. Kera means coconut. But then what has happened over a period of time?
No.
What has happened over a period? I wrote a letter, both Rajagopal and myself discussed over phone, and then I wrote a letter to NIR, and then Kerala government, health secretary, health minister, Ayush, all the people we wrote that the virgin coconut oil, particularly the virgin coconut oil, can be taken up for the COVID. None of them have replied, but then Philippines immediately took up the research. Correct. They got success. So that is because the Philippines are committed to the coconut oil for a long time. Dagarith is the old man, he died, his son Dagarith is now doing the research, a dedicated team. But we did it in the Chitaracharanal hospital or something long back, as Dr. Rajagopal has mentioned. But then still in Kerala, we believe eating coconut is harmful. But you simply see the old ladies of 80 to 90 years in Kerala are living because they use coconut oil every day in the body, and then they put a lot of coconut things in their food. This is what.
Yeah, very good.
Go back. Still, we have the belief of the Western people saying that coconut is bad and all that. It is not so. I took virgin coconut oil for when I was the executive director. And I recommend Dr. Kirti Singh Saab that you take virgin coconut oil, and we were taking noni. So he took. Then after 6 months, he said, Ratna, my LDL has reduced and HDL has increased. What you say is correct. So that's the benefit is there. People should understand. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I come from North India, and the consumption pattern of coconut today has dramatically changed. I consume coconut almost every day, and particularly during the pandemic period. And the cost of each single nut here in Delhi is 82 rupees at Mother Dairy stall. 82 rupees each. Oh. And I had a chance to work as a chairman Coconut Development Board of India also. And I availed 2 opportunities to meet the secretary in Railway Ministry, central government. And I was given assurance that we are going to run a train from the production center of the coconut in Kerala and South India, peninsular part, to the northern India. And another train also he offered from the Guwahati to this place. I mean, somehow it didn't happen. But I think 2 months back, they have taken a decision. Probably this is going to run. So I think there is going to be a big market here, number one. And number two, today also a Foundation Day lecture was there. And the Rail Minister, newly joined Rail Minister, he also said to the Honorable Union Agriculture Minister that, Tomar Sahab, please let us know what kind of help you need for your ministry. And we are going to request Honorable Minister through proper channel that if these things are happening, these logistics are being, infrastructures are developed for coconut, I think this will be a great win, and benefit will travel backward to those communities who eke out their livelihood from the coconut cultivation. One minute more, sir. Until 3 years back, India was third in place in terms of the productivity and the total production. Now we are producing more than 20 billion nuts every year from nearly 2.1 million hectare area. And I mean, there is a growing awareness about the coconuts, its product, value-added products in the North America, even in any Occidental countries for that matter. So that myth has dissipated actually. Now consumers anywhere in the world, they want to have the coconut in fresh format or in a value-added format. And I tell you today that the virgin coconut oil is going to be a slam dunk. So I think that, as I said, sir, in the beginning, 1 minute more, sir, that we have to resort new management options. We have to deploy new tools and technologies of disease surveillance. Coconut is a tall tree. By the time we notice any aerial disease or any insect eating on the ground, therefore we need to deploy these services. We have to hire a service like the drone application so that continuous surveillance is going to happen and the data is analyzed. And then right kind of pesticide or chemicals is sprayed using these drone system. And I heard one person in Polachi areas, he has raised a massive orchard of the coconut, and he's going to buy one drone just to take care of the management options of the coconut. I think the days have come, and the government is also vigilant on these things. I think we'll see these things happening in the very short span of time, and the coconut industry of the India, including the choir, will see a new level of its development. This is what I feel by being in Delhi. Yes, Rajgopal sir.
I want to add 2 or 3 important points which I reserved for discussion. I was mentioning during my presentation about the nutrition profiles and all that, particularly about zinc and iron and all that. The reason why I said this was during my analysis of the Global Nutrition Report of 2016 and my book on malnutrition, I found that out of 29 states in India, the 5 parameters used for the malnutrition levels, Kerala stood first in 3 parameters, first rank. And among those ranks, anemia among women and children were much less in Kerala as compared to all other states in the country. And particularly West Bengal is one of the worst states in which both iron and both anemic women and children are very high. Whereas Kerala has got the greatest advantage of having, of course, it is there, anemia is there, but percentage-wise, when I found that the rank-wise, Kerala was in the first rank out 3 parameters out of 5 parameters. This is the reason why I was mentioning Kerala has got that advantage. So this message has to be spread that coconut-based products have to be in the normal recipes of all the people in our country, because in other states, like say for example Bihar and other central Indian states, they are very bad as far as malnutrition is concerned, because this is from my studies on the hunger elimination. So when I studied this one. Second thing, sir, I want to mention is that, as you said, that some of these things are not regionally only considered. At national level and international level, unless we take it up, some of these health benefits and all that will not reach the public. As Dr. Rathinam was telling, we try to inform the Ayush about some of the findings. And the media is not covering any of these things. Say, for instance, your Ayush ministry, I cannot meet, or anybody, ordinary people cannot meet. So they should have a program like this, even internationally, whether it is AICC or any of these organizations should have. Why I am telling this is, now sitting in USA, I found that there is a lot of awareness about coconut and coconut products in US and Canada and all that in recent years, during the last 10 years or 15 years. And they have declared this as superfood. And most of the markets in US and all that are selling the coconut products. But one thing I found was in my preliminary survey that the coconut products sold in some of these countries are much higher from Thailand, Philippines and all that, but only 5 to 10% from India for obvious reasons. So maybe we may have to take it with APIDA and others to see how best to improve the international business market for some of the products. That is
Very
very
true.
important.
Very true.
Because
Very
APIDA,
true.
unless, because I happen to discuss with even the World Bank officers here like Ramesh and Chandrasekhar and I mean Sampath and others. They said that what I say is correct, that the number of products in coconut products in USA markets have doubled or tripled in the last 5, 10 years, 15 years. But whereas in the markets, if you go and if I search, the number of products from India is much, much, much less as compared to Thailand, Philippines, even Sri Lanka. So you please take it up with APIDA for that reason, marketing global, this one. Take it up with, Ayush Ministry and others as far as health benefits are concerned.
Sir, maybe many things at assembly level we are doing may not have reached to you, that we have at least 5, 6 round of meetings with the APIDA, how wherever we have the strength of export, provided we have the matching standards of the product with the APIDA, and they have agreed in principle and they are working on it.
Yeah, that is better.
It's just a matter of time, because this government is very sensitive for 2 things, that we have to substitute the import, and also wherever the strength lies in our commodity based production there, and taking the stock of the global demand and then competition, and government is taking action. I think shortly you'll hear something.
And as a DDG, I would like to make a request that you please see that ensure during your period that Kerala is fairly free of COVID with the suggestion. You have to tell all these people, you have to tell CDB, you have to tell Ayush Ministry, you have to tell the government in Kerala, so that it will be advantage, because that is a challenge. It's a challenging one. And that model will work with other countries. Just telling Amruta Bharati has no meaning if we don't use the Amruta of Kerala. That is.
Yeah. So I think it will happen, sir. Your concern will be realized in real terms, actually.
And this opportunity has to be exploited.
Very true.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a businessman, business advertiser, because I can be a business ambassador for all the TVs to say that which product you should eat.
Oh yes.
Sir, shall I?
Yeah.
Dr. Thampi.
We have to quicken, otherwise you're going to miss your.
Yeah. Sir, just 1 minute. First of all, let me compliment, sir. I think on the occasion of this Amrutam also, I think Dr. Rajgopal has opened a Pandora's box. I think it is a fantastic topic. One of the questions asked was the significance of that nutrient content. I would like to hear say that, sir, because these nutrient contents are very important as far as development of the standards. In fact, for all the products which we have developed at CPCRI, sir, now we are going for a BIS standards. We are already started filling the forms, and we will be getting standards for that. That would help whoever the entrepreneur in future who takes the technology from CPCRI. I think these standards would help for everybody, sir. So that is one thing. And as Dr. Rajgopal was mentioning, sir, in fact, during his period, they have done a lot of basic work. That work is, in fact, we are carrying forward. One thing he was mentioning about that shelf life of tender coconut. In fact, we have taken a now very comprehensive study, and we are coming out with what is that mechanism which is involved in the deterioration of this tender nut after harvest, which would help us in making the control measures. And the second aspect is one of the most important thing when we talked about this coconut oil, the adulteration aspects. In fact, during their period, they have done some basic work. Now, in fact, we are continuing with that one, sir. And now we have almost come out with 1 or 2 biochemical components. Based on that, we can easily detect whether it is adulterated with now coconut oil with, virgin coconut oil with coconut oil, or coconut oil with palm oil or paraffin. So we have come to that stage. I think tomorrow our aim is to develop some biosensors for that. So, and third aspect is, for example, when we are talking about this international level, our quality products, I would say that, sir, for example, that Nira or Kalparasa, and from that, what the kind of sugar or jaggery we are developing, I think if you compare to any other international country, it is the best one. That kind of quality product is not available anywhere. Now we have developed the standard also. Here I would like to say that, in fact, one of the Pollachi companies now, they are coming with the Tetra Pak. I think Dr. Rajgopal might get the Tetra Pak Nira, I think, shortly in USA also. But for this COVID, it is delayed. Otherwise, I think that is the kind of work we are doing at CTCR. I think, sir, we can beat any international. But however, I would like to say that I think given Dr. Rajgopal at USA, he may experience the price difference between Indian products and other products. This, I think, we have to take it very seriously, sir, because when we discuss with other countries, it is mostly everything is government controlled. Here in India, when we are developing the product, it is either entrepreneurs or coconut producer companies. I think this aspect we have to discuss in a thorough manner, sir, how to, I think, assist or facilitate these companies or entrepreneurs. And then I think certainly we can compete with any countries as far as the quality is concerned. That's what I would like to say on this occasion.
Doctor, I have just one suggestion to Dr. Hebber, my colleague, plant physiologist, to have a collaborative project like what we had with some of the medical institutes and others, so that we can take it forward.
We in fact already have one collaboration with the KS Hegde Medical College, sir, where we had taken up this virgin coconut oil and coconut sugar. Now we wanted to further do it tender coconut water also. We have already done virgin coconut oil and coconut sugar. Yeah,
that's good. Thank you very
much. Thank you, everyone. So,
PK, yes.
Otherwise, this is such an area you have opened, as you said, the Pandora's box. This will continue, and everybody is going to miss the dinner. So, Anita, over to you.
What of So, Sudha,
one Dr. Sri Kantan Thampi, PS Thampi wants to ask something. Sri Thampi.
Okay, go ahead.
Sri Kantan Thampi. Yeah, you can ask.
Hello.
Yes.
Sri Kantan Thampi, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much.
I am a retired officer of the Spices Board. But now I am working with the coconut farmers in Alleppey district. I had one coconut federation also, Growers Federation. And the last 5 years, we have been nursing a lot of new plants like the dwarf coconut trees and now the West Coast tall and all. The problem we are facing is the countering the various diseases and the rhinoceros beetles. And another problem that we see is that there is no consistency in the programs of the Coconut Development Board. Once upon a time, they were promoting producer companies. They were also encouraging farmers to form producer groups. And many of the NIRA companies have also been formed in Kerala. But if you look back, you can see that they are all abandoned. And there is no synergy of the coconut farmers. From my experience, because of the primary producer groups, we could develop a lot of synergies of coconut farmers. Now we find a total vacuum. And the training program that have been given for new climbers are also not being pursued. Now, I also was instrumental in organizing training programs about 500 new people to be coconut climbers. Now, after making a survey of what is really happening, only 50 people are left behind in the field. The rest of the people have left the field of coconut climbing. Now, what is required? They have to be given a lot of training for pest management and disease management, because it is the climber who is going to the top of the tree, not the farmer. So they have to be empowered. And I think there may be, because there are a lot of luminaries are present here, I am voicing the concern of the farmer. I think something has to be done to promote farming on the part of looking at the viewpoint of the farmers. Thank you.
Yeah, very well said. And as far as I know, out of the total cost of production of coconut, 40% of that goes into the harvesting alone. And that is why the CTB has taken the cognizance of this one, and they are going to provide the subsidy of the scooter by, I mean, there are a variety of the scooters available in the market that lightweight person can sit on it and just press the button, and it goes up on the coconut trees and harvests it on a regular basis. There are some farmers I know, I have seen it, and they are doing it. I think it will come up in a matter of a year or something. This will happen. So if you can reduce it by the 10, let us say half of it also, then the 20% more income is going accrue to the farmers. So this will happen. Many things are happening actually. And I think, Doctor, you please get in touch with the CPCRI directly at Coconut Development Board.
Okay.
You know about the schemes which they have, and they provide they're very liberal in terms of the providing financial assistance to buy this kind of scooters. And the cost is not more than 6,000 or 7,000 rupees. Please get in touch.
Yes, yes.
And sir, we will also provide training to the climbers in our regional station, Kayangulam. That part will take care.
We'll give training, sir, for managing pest and diseases from our regional station.
We are also giving the Friends of India program. We are giving for those people all the pest management, everything we are giving.
And if you need anywhere, especially if you can identify some areas, and if you need a training, we can have it organized.
Yeah, we can do it. No problem.
Please, and we will not charge anything.
Yeah.
Sir, in fact, the Friends of Coconut Tree, the training is the exclusive training, right from the physical endurance, climbing, their psychological approach. Then probably about a week's time, they are given training on pest and disease management.
Everything, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So the Friends of Coconut Tree is actually, they call it as a coconut doctor rather, so that they can take up the management of pests and diseases.
Yes.
Then why only 10 to 20% of the people are taking up the activity is because, say, when they register, we should take into account that they are given the training, and it is their duty to see that the service given to them or the training given to them is fully utilized. So the local bodies are also should be taken into confidence that these people register with the local bodies, and as and when the requirement of the climber is there, they are given the opportunity to harvest the nuts. What I would like to suggest is that instead of this scattered harvesting, for example, in a panchayat, if there are 20 to 25 wards, they fix a date, particular date on a month, maybe second Friday or second Saturday or something like that, and the harvesting can be done in a contiguous manner rather than I harvesting 10 trees today and my neighbor harvesting another 10 trees maybe a week later, so that the availability of the nuts as a raw material for many of the producing units of this virgin coconut oil or the normal oil, they will be available. This is my suggestion, so that
yes, very good one, Krishna. And you may not be knowing, probably the custom harvesting center the government of India has muted, and the mechanized harvester is going to be part of these custom harvesting centers.
Very correct, sir. Very correct.
This will once this we will have to hold our impatience.
I know, because the farmer producer organizations which are being formulated by the government of India, I mean, Kerala is getting quite a good number.
As I said, see, Dr. Krishna, in the beginning itself, I said two things. One is that our policy was production centered.
No, very correct, sir. I know.
The nutrition will be issue, and farmers' income will come up as an important element in the whole process of mainstream agriculture production.
Because
second thing, I said that the chemistry has to be replaced by the biology in terms of the biological control measures, biofertilizers, biopesticides, these things. That is why I mentioned briefly. I wanted to give the details, but I think probably it was not taken in the right way. So anyway, you chose the wrong time to start your lecture at 8 p.m. Otherwise, it would have required at least 3 to 4 hours.
Yes, it's from different parts.
We can have it again with the more informations.
Yes, sir. That will.
Or I would ask CPCRI to make a detailed presentation of at least 30 minutes or 35 minutes.
Okay.
All these queries and also the initiatives taken by the central government and also some of the local governments as well.
Okay, sir. That will
right? Go ahead.
Yes,
otherwise, everybody will miss the dinner.
Muralidharan?
Yeah. Sudha can tell vote of thanks. Where is Sudha?
Sir, madam.
Yeah.
Respected Director, Dr. Anita Karun Madam, respected Dr. A.K. Singh Sir, DDG Horticultural Science, ICR, respected Dr. B. Rajagopal Sir, former Director of ICR-CPCRI and President, Society for Hunger Elimination. Respected former directors of ICR-CPCRI, ICR-IAOPR, QRT members, and other dignitaries. Dr. Muralidharan sir, Nodal Officer of this program, PC POMs, all HODs, scientist colleagues, farmers, entrepreneurs, and other officials of various departments. Good evening to all. Today we have taken a first step of a journey spread of 75 weeks to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. As Director Madam and DDG sir already said, Azad Ka Amruth Mahotsav is a series of events organized by Government of India to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. The Mahotsav will be celebrated as a Jan Utsav in the spirit of Jan Bhagidari. So today's lecture by Dr. Rajagopal sir is a curtain raiser of the 75 weeks long program chalked out by ICR-CPCRI targeting different beneficiary groups. So with this, on behalf of CPCRI and my own behalf, I would like to record my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. A.K. Singh sir, our Honorable DDG Horticultural Science, for accepting our invitation and inaugurating this program with valuable inaugural address and suggestions during discussions. Thank you, sir. I would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Dr. V. Rajagopal sir, our former director and President, Society for Hunger Elimination, for his impressive lecture. Sir, even though we are working with coconut, today we got in-depth knowledge on health and nutritional benefits of coconut. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our former directors, Dr. K.U.K. Nambudri sir, Dr. George V. Thomas sir, former VC, Dr. Y.S.R. Horticulture University, Dr. Hamid Khan sir, or Dr. P. Ratinam sir, former director of ICR-IAOPR and former executive president, International Coconut Community, Dr. Arulraj sir, our QRT member, Dr. Sambat sir, Dr. Harigaud sir, and Dr. S.R. Prabhu and other dignitaries. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to everyone for your valuable presence and informative discussions in this program. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our director, Dr. Anita Karun madam, for her continuous encouragement, support, and guidance for organizing the program. Thank you, madam. I wish to express my thanks to Dr. Muralidharan sir, Nodal Officer of this program. He is a driving force for this program. Thank you, sir. I would like to record my heartfelt thanks to PC POMs, all HODs, scientist colleagues, farmers, entrepreneurs, and officials from different departments participated in this online program, and particularly in this time. Actually, the time is nearly 10. Thank you all. I would like to thank the dedicated team behind for conducting this online program, Mr. Harish, Jasim, Suvit, and Albin. Thank you, one and all.
You. Good night. Good night.
We will stand up for national anthem.
What about dinner?
Anita.
Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkala, Vanga, Vindhya, Himachala, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchala, Jaladidharanga. Tava Shubha Name Jahe, Tava Shubha Ashish Mange, Gahe Tava Jaya Gadha, Jana Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He. Jaya 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 He.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, dinner will be provided, sir.
Anita, you have to reply.
Yeah. But thank you,
Next time you do it at your institute, following the social distancing system, and provide the dinner also.
Okay.
Sir, when Rajagopal sir was the director, he used to provide us rasam.
But now the coconut production has gone up.
Coconut gold.
Right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sadhika.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please take care. Please take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you so much.
Thank you, being. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
I think with all your permission, we can end the program.
Thank you, Rajgopal sir.
Yes. Good night.
Rajgopal sir, thanks.
Yes.
Sir, good morning, Rajgopal sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice.
To all of you.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
the members of the
Thank you,
CPCRI,
Arnab. Yeah.
Dr. Hebbar and
Yeah,
others.
thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Jajay Thomas, Jajay Thomas
Ratnam
sir.
sir also, thank you. Good night,
Sir.
Ratnam sir.
K.K. Nair and Sulochana, how are you?
Puzari
Fine,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Fine, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you had breakfast, sir, Rajgopal sir?
Lunch
Program
time.
lunch.
Breakfast is over, sir.
Now it is lunch time.
Lunchtime now.
12:30.
Oh, lunch
12:30.
time.
12:30.
Oh, it's a
Sir, there is Prabhu didn't appear, sir. Where he went?
Who was there? He
We
was
want
there.
to see Prabhu.
Prabhu will invite for a separate lecture then. Then only I think he will appear.
He did not use the video, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right.
He has been doing a lot of things for me because we are combining with all these things. The
Good documentation, sir. You can publish, sir. Yeah, sir.
so Amrita Kalasam. So
Yeah, yeah, sir.
we should have this as Amrita Kalasam. This one is nothing but Amrita Kalasam.
எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு கலசத்துல ஊத்தி கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் கொடுங்க அமிர்த கலசம்
இது வந்து நீங்க பாப்புலரைஸ் பண்ணலாம்.
No, sir. Okay, Muralidhara.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Niral, how are you, Niral?
Right.
Sir, I'm fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Nice lecture. Doing fine, sir.
Many people I wanted to see, but there is no time, I think. Harish was there. Voleti has come all the way from. How are you, Voleti?
Fine,
sir.
Yeah.
I'm fine, sir. Yeah, very good. Shamina said she will join. I don't know whether she has come.
Not joined, I think, sir.
No, sir, not, she's not seen.
Waiting for dinner or what?
Yeah, sir. Waiting for dinner. Muralidharan, will
Murali
close?
has disappeared.
Muralidharan, will you close?
Murali is arranging the plates.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Niral, how are you and your family, your children? They're all here or in
Sir,
Dubai?
they're all fine, sir. They're fine. Of course, my father-in-law passed away some 6-7 months back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But otherwise, they're all fine. Yes, sir. So, how was your family, sir? All in US.
Okay, yeah, okay. All are okay.
Okay, sir.
We are not able to
Okay,
come
sir.
back.
Bye, sir. Okay, you're stuck over there. So
now
next
you
time we'll
drive away
meet
all the
centers.
COVID from drive away all the COVID from Kerala, then I will come.
That is it.
Rajavar sir, I was wondering why you are telling actually more cases in Kerala. I don't know why.
Which one?
More COVID cases now in Kerala only.
You did not say that.
CPR is high, sir.
Sir, really, sir,
CPR is high.
it's not coming down. I don't know why.
It's 11% today.
You ask people to take more and more and more of coconut and give up all the things.
Food habits problem also. And then most of the coconut oil which we consume from market is half only, half is something else. That is also
Fresh one you have to take.
yeah,
One.
fresh one.
But at least the message is good. Now you have got good message to put it in the media.
Yes, tomorrow
So
we'll have
that people will know. People will know that there is a potential. We have got such a wonderful potential. As I said, that when you are having the institutes, when you are having Kottakaladu, when you are having all these things, you cannot afford to have the disease there, at least in that state.
Sir, you might have heard, no, sir, PK Warrior expired that you might have Kottakkal.
Pardon?
PK Warrior, Kottakkal, that founder, he expired at the age of 100.
Oh.
Last week.
Kottakkal.
He completed his 100th year on June 6th or something, and after one month he expired.
He also had COVID.
But because old age, 100 years old.
Of course, 100 is because of their cortical system of the medicine and other things that has helped them. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Have
Lunch for us, dinner.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good night.
We will close the sessions.
We'll close. Convey our regards to everyone, sir. Convey our regards to Daya and the
Aravind.
children.
Aravind.
Yeah, Aravind, madam. Yes. I will convey your regards to all of them.
So they have locked you up from outside, sir. Nowadays. House arrest, room arrest.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, Murali.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anita.